Hey guys, it's Way here and welcome back to another FIFA 18 Ultimate Team video, and today I'm showing you guys a brand new trading method for FIFA 18 that I'm sure 99% of you are not going to know about, and it is so easy, so effective, and it can make you thousands and thousands of coins overnight. I really would recommend you guys giving it a go. But before getting on into the video, if you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe, as I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We actually hit 45k yesterday, so thanks for all the support recently on the channel. We've been getting loads of subs, but also if you guys could leave a like on the video as well, that would be very much appreciated. But getting on into the method, it's called the Tech AVION method, which literally means the plane trading method. But this doesn't have anything to do with planes. That's just translated from French, because this trading method was invented by the French trading community a couple of months ago towards the beginning of FIFA 18, and it's something I've not really seen anyone in the English or American FIFA communities really do videos on, so I'm sure a lot of you won't have heard of this method before. I'll leave links down below to everyone who's kind of first come up with this method. I believe the original creator is called Bad Guns 269. He's a French trader and streamer, one of the best traders in the world. I think he's in like the top 10 with millions and millions of coins. And what this method entails is buying players just for the normal price they're selling for, but selling them for more by applying chemistry styles, fitness cards, also contracts and training cards to make the card seem more appealable for people to buy. And the reason this works is people who are lazy and don't go through and check the lowest buy nows and try and get cards at the cheapest possible prices, they are going to be lazy, and if they see a card with a good chemistry style and with a fitness card, maybe 99 fitness, 99 contracts and plus 10 all attributes, they're going to go ahead and buy the card very often, even if it's listed for a couple of thousand coins more than what the lowest buy now is. It just targets people who aren't kind of switched on enough and who are lazy and aren't really going to be going through and checking the prices of every single player. So I'll be showing you guys a few examples in just a moment. I know it may sound quite complicated at first, but it's actually very easy. So you want to trade with players in popular leagues, popular nations, players who are basically just popular on the game because they're going to have a much higher likelihood of selling, as more people are going to want to go and buy those cards. It also works really well with informs and those higher end cards that are just a little bit rarer on the market, as there's less cards for people to buy, and it means your card is more likely to be bought. You're often going to have to relist these cards 5 to 10 times for them to sell, but once they sell, you're going to be making loads of coins, and you can just list these cards overnight, and very often they're going to be sold in the morning. So I would recommend, if you're trading with someone worth about 10 to 20k, selling them for about 3 or 4k more, and you're going to be making around about 3,000 coins profit. Also on those cards, if it's a 20k to 30k card, you want to list them for about 4 or 5k more than what they're selling for. You're going to be making around about 3 to 4k on those cards there. I'll actually leave a link down below to a whole spreadsheet that shows the cheapest prices that you want to be picking these cards up and selling them for. It's just a rough guide, but I'll be explaining a little bit more detail in just a moment. So let's go through and pick up. Let's go with Salah, as he's a popular player on the game if someone wants a Premier League right winger. There aren't many options. There's Willian, Sterling and Salah, and I think Salah's one of the more popular options right now on FIFA 18. So he's actually going for around about 9,000 coins or so. Let's go and find what his exact lowest by now is and pick one up and try and sell one. So 8k, we can't pick that one up. 8.5, we can't pick that one up either. Great. If you can snipe these cards, even better. There's one there for 7.5, which will have probably already been bought by now. Yes, it has. If you can snipe these cards, it's going to be even better. If you have any investments in your club, you can actually do this with them, and you can sell them and make some good coins. But it works really well just by buying cards normally off the market. It works really well if you buy these when they're at their cheapest, which is normally when promo packs come out, anything like that. If a load of new 50k or 100k packs come out, for example, you can go and buy some cards, and you can try and sell them on overnight and make some good profit. But we've picked up a Salah. He's just in the basic chemistry style, right wing. I think he's just been packed. Yeah, no one's played any games with him. And that's actually something that's probably going to make him sell for a little bit more just because he's fresh. People sometimes pay a little bit extra for a card that hasn't been used before just because they want to have the card completely to themselves and have their own record on it. It's just something that some people pay a little bit extra for. But regardless of that, we've got Salah for 8.5k. So what we're going to do is send him to the club, and I reckon I'll be able to sell him for about 12 or 13k after a couple of listings pretty easily, and you guys will see hopefully in just a moment. So we're going to send him over to the club. Let's go and get a couple more players though, because I think we should be able to make some good coins on a few others. So let's go with Inform Otamendi, just because he's a player playing for a really good team in a really good league, so he's got all those things going for him. He's a high-rated Premier League inform as well, so he's popular for SBCs and things like that, especially with Player of the Month coming out quite soon. We get one for 60k. There we go, we've picked him up. Let's send him over to the club, and we're going to try and list him up. I actually already have one, so I'm going to quickly swap these around right here. We're going to send that one over to the club, and let's get one final card. Let's go ahead and pick up, who else is popular right now? let's go and get a Dembele. Where is he? Where is Dembele? Moussa Dembele. Let's try and get a cheap Moussa Dembele. You guys can do this just with any popular cards really on the game. I mean, as long as they play in one of the top 5 major leagues, and as long as they have some decent stats and they're a player people like using, it's going to work really, really well. So if you can get these cards when they're at their cheapest, it's going to be even better. But even if you just go and get them right now when you're watching the video like I'm doing here, I'm not waiting till they're at their cheapest. I'm just picking up a card. Let's just go with it. Doesn't matter. Let's go with Dembele here for 19.5k. We're going to send him to the club. We want to make these cards more attractive for people to buy, so we're going to be applying consumables like fitness cards, contracts, chemistry styles, and also training cards, and hopefully we're going to be able to sell these cards on, and people who are lazy, who aren't going to be checking the lowest by nows, are just going to go ahead, they're going to go through the pages, and as soon as they see someone with a good chemistry style, with that trading card thing, setting them apart from others, they're going to go and buy it, and they're going to make us some good profit. So we've got our 3 players here. They're all just in their default position, default chemistry style, and as you guys can see right here, they all have 99 fitness, 7, 7, and 6 for the contract. So firstly, one thing we can do is give them 99 contracts. That's just going to make them a little bit more appealing for people to buy. So let's go ahead, just put some contracts on these players here. We're up to 49 now on Otamendi. Put another one on, he's now up to 91. And then just let's put a random silver one on, and that's going to get him up to 99. Now we want to put on a chemistry style that's also going to make him more appealing for people to buy. So we want a good one for a centre back. He's not the quickest, so something like Anchor or Shadow is going to be perfect. I'll check if I have any shadows, I'll put one on. If not, I'll just go with Anchor, which we've got there. And that is now going to make him a lot more appealing for someone to buy. But finally, let's go ahead and put on a training card as well. You don't have to go with the rare gold ones that are pretty expensive. You can just go with one down here that's maybe going to boost up defending, for example, anything like that. Let's put that on, and now we've got a much more appealing looking card for someone to buy. If they're just going through, looking at all the Otamendis on one page, they see one with a good chemistry style, with that training card applied, and as you guys can see here, with full fitness and full contracts, they're probably going to go ahead and buy them if they're just too lazy to check the lowest by now. So once I've done that, you want to do the same with Salah right here. So again, we're going to put the fitness cards on. He doesn't actually need any. We're going to put contracts on then. And again, we're going to put on a good consumable for his actual position. So with the camera style, I'd recommend going with Anchor or Shadow for defenders, Catalyst for midfielders if you can, maybe Maestro as well. And then for forwards, anything like Hawk or Catalyst or Hunter, depending on the position. Wingers, you can put things like Catalyst on, but I think Hawk is going to make him a pretty decent player. And then let's quickly put on a training card as well. So just try and go with gold training cards, I'd recommend, just because they're going to stand out even more. So let's go and put on a shooting boost there, and that now gives them a really good card. People are going to see that, they're going to see the 95 shooting. Maybe if they're brand new to the game, they might think it's a better version because he's got better shooting and may pay a little bit extra. Just something else that could make you a little bit more coins. You're trying to basically exploit people who are too lazy or maybe just don't know much about the game, and you're trying to make them buy your cards for more basically. So now we've got this Dembele here on 99 contracts. You're probably spending like 500 coins on the contracts in total, and you'll have them already in your club, I imagine, so you're not really wasting any coins there. And then you want to put on a camera style. Let's go with Engine. It's going to boost up that pace. It's a camera style that people would want to use on a card like this, as it's going to make him better. It's going to boost those key stats. And then we can also go ahead and put on, let's go with plus 15 for shooting there. It's now going to give him 94 shooting. And something else you can actually do is change the positions of these players as well. That's going to make them even more just different really for people to see. So if they're maybe looking specifically for an attacking midfielder and there aren't many options, you're going to have that narrowed down, and there's going to be more likelihood of your card selling on. So we could actually just do this, and we could get maybe an attacking midfield version of Dembele now, put him there, and he's just going to be a little bit more likely to sell on. We can do the same with Salah, maybe convert him to a right forward. You don't have to do this, but you can just do more and more things to make your cards just a little bit rarer on the market, a little bit more appealing for people to buy. So there's obviously going to be less right forwards than just the default card as a right winger, or we could convert him down to right mid, which I'm going to do right here just because I don't have the card to make him right forward. If we do that, he's now a right mid. It's just going to set him apart from some of the other cards, and we can hopefully sell him on. So now that we've got all these cards, you want to use the graph, which I'll leave a link down below to in the description. I'll actually put it on screen right now as well, so you guys can check that out. And you can see, basically, I know it says in French at the top, but basically to translate it, prix d'achat means the price you buy the card for, prix de vente means the price you're selling the card for, and then bénéfice is the profit you're making. So as we see with Otamendi right here, we got him for 60k. So looking at the graph, it says to list the card about 8.5k more than what you bought it for. Now that's going to give you about 4 to 4.5k profit. So what we're going to do is list the card for 68k, and I'll actually go 68,500. And you want to list these cards for 1 hour because you want them to constantly be in those last few pages just when they're expiring, because that's when they're most likely to be bought. So it's better to relist the card 10 times for 1 hour than have it up for 1 day. You will often have to relist these cards like 10 times so for them sell, but when they do, you're making lots of coins, and it's so easy. You're literally just listing a card in the market and relisting it whenever you come on your console. You're not really doing much effort apart from that. And you can do this just with investments you have in your club. You can do it just with cards you have in your club that you're not using. You can list them up, and if they do sell on for more, I mean, you're just going to be making coins, so it's very, very easy. But we're going to list up Otamendi there. That's going to make me nearly 5k profit when he sells on. We've then got Mohamed Salah. Now, we got him for 8.5k, so it recommends to sell players at least 3.5k or so more. So we're going to go ahead and list him up for, let's go with 13k for him. Let's go 13k and try and sell him on, and when he does sell, that's going to make me around about 2,000 coins there, which is again very, very easy. And then Dembele right here, we got him for just under 20k. It says to list players he gets 20k for about 4.5k more, so we're going to do exactly that. List him for 4.5k more like that for 1 hour, and that's going to make me around about 2,500 coins profit after tax. So it's again very, very easy. I would recommend just using consumables you have in your club, and then you're not going to be spending anything on that. You're just going to be getting even more coins back. So we're going to list them up there, and that's going to make me in combined profit when all these cards sell on about 12k from literally just listing some cards on the market and then coming back in a little bit after tax. We're going to be making some good coins, and you guys can just constantly relist these cards until they sell, and you're going to make some good coins. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'll be back when all 3 of these cards sell on. So as you guys can see, I've actually managed to sell on all 3 cards that we picked up, and I've been able to make around 12,000 coins profit overall, which is so easy. I literally spent about 5 minutes, if that, picking the cards up. I sold them on, had to relist them a couple of times, but that's literally just pressing the right trigger. That's all you have to do, and they're relisted for an hour. In total, it didn't actually take that long for some of these. Salah, I only had to list up 3 times for him to sell, making me around 2,000 or 3,000 coins profit so easily. Dembele, a little longer, about 5 or 6 for him, and then Otamendi, it took 8 listings for him to sell, but when he did sell, I was making about 5,000 coins on him, which is really, really good. And all I did really was whenever I came onto my console, I just pressed the right trigger. If I wasn't on my console, I just did it on the companion app, and I just relisted the cards. So really not much effort at all to make myself lots and lots of profit, and that's on 3 cards. I still have loads more coins to spend. I could go and spend that on loads of more cards like this. I could get loads of Salahs, for example. I could get, like, I don't know, 10, 15 Salahs, making about 2 or 3k per card, and list them all up. I wouldn't recommend doing it with too many of the same card though, just because you'll be flooding the market with cards at the same price. So you want to spread out across a lot of different cards. I would recommend though going and checking out BadGun269. I'll leave a link down below to his Twitter, and he posts loads of tweets on investments that he's picked up, and you guys can do the same. Copy his investments, get the same cards, and then you can use this method here to sell them on to make yourself extra profit. It's something I do all the time. I'm doing right now with people like Soma right here. I'm listing them up, and sometimes they sell on and make me a lot of coins. I'm just keeping them. I'm keeping these cards mainly for Black Friday SBCs, but in the meantime, I'm just listing them up for like twice what they're selling for, and every now and again I do sell them on and make myself a bit of profit. But it's something that you guys can do very easily, just overnight. List your cards up that you've got in your club, list up any investments, or list up cards that you pick up using this method here, and you never know, you could sell them and make a lot of coins. So I really would recommend you guys trying the method out. And as said earlier on, there's a link down below to the Twitter of the person who I believe invented this method. You can check out his streams as well. If you speak French, then that can be very, very useful. If not, just check out his Twitter. He posts pictures and things of investments there. And there's also going to be a link down below to the actual spreadsheet that shows the prices you want to sell these cards for and the profit you're making depending on the price you pick them up for. So if you guys enjoy, leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Take care.